guys! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So don't forget to subscribe my TikTok PH. Thank you so much!
Hello students, happy learning. Our learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students will be able to first define and identify irrational numbers involving square roots and cube roots. Next, determine the location of irrational numbers involving square roots and cube roots by plotting them on a number line. And last, solve real-life problems involving perfect squares or square roots and perfect cubes or cube roots. Ito po ang kailangan matutunan ng mga grade 7 students in the Matatag curriculum for Mathematics grade 7 quarter 2 lesson. Are you ready to learn? Okay, let's start. So ngayon, you are going to place the following numbers in the appropriate columns para ma-review natin. Remember previous lesson, na-discuss natin yung rational number. But the question is, paano natin ma-identify? Saan ba siya kabilang? Rational or irrational? Okay, eto ngayon. I'll give you 5 seconds to answer. Ready? Okay, let's check your answer. So we have -3 is belongs to, where is it belong? Okay, very good. That is correct. Rational number. Bakit kaya? Mamaya malalaman natin. Next, square root of 9. This is belongs to perfect. Rational number. Okay? Yes, naalala mo, perfect square kasi yung radical natin. Tama. Next, square root of 7. Is this belongs to rational or irrational? Okay, very good. Perfect. That is irrational. Bakit? Yan, malalaman natin mamaya. Square root of 100. Very good. That is rational number. Square root of 19 belongs to perfect. Irrational. What about cube root of 1? Kabilang po ito saan? Yes, perfect. Rational number siya. What is cube root of 12? Is it belongs to what? Very good. Correct. That is irrational. Naalala ninyo, no? Cube root of -27. Kabilang po ito saan? Very good. Rational pa rin. What about cube root of 9? This is a irrational number. And square root of 1/4. That is very good. That is rational number. So ngayon, obserbahan po natin. You are going to observe the numbers in the first column. Yun yung ating rational numbers. What do you observe about the rational numbers? So kailangan magaling tayong mag-observe, mag-compare. What do you notice? Next, second question. What do you observe about irrational numbers on the second column? So, what can you say about the number inside the radical? Yes, very good. That is correct. Radicand. Ano mapapansin natin doon sa mga radicand natin? Bakit kaya sila irrational number? Malalaman natin. Yes, okay. Eto ngayon. So, take note class, no? If the radicand of a square root is not perfect, remember last meeting, na-discuss natin yung mga perfect square at yung square root nila. Kapag hindi siya nandoon sa table, that is a considered irrational number. Tandaan po yon. Likewise, if the radicand of the cube root or that is not a perfect cube, then ganun din, irrational din sila. So remember, di ba yung ating lesson, yung mga perfect cube at cube root nila, kapag wala doon sa table na inaral natin, lahat po yun ay irrational number. These numbers cannot be written as a fraction of. Yes, very good. Because the decimal does not end. Yun yung non-terminating decimal. Take note. And does not repeat a pattern. Yun yung nakadiscuss natin nung nakaraan. Okay, next. So now, since na-recall na natin yung rational and of course the irrational numbers, we are going to apply by plotting an irrational numbers involving square root or cube root on a number line. Ito ngayon. Paano ba mag-plot? Okay, take note. Kailangan ma-estimate muna natin yung square root or cube root ng ating irrational number. And then, pag na-identify na natin yon, saan ba siya makikita na magkasunod na integers? Kaya nga, which two consecutive integers it lies? Okay, saan siya makikita? Ito ngayon, example natin. So locate and plot natin yung square root of 3. Ibig sabihin niyan, gagawa tayo ng number line. Saan ba makikita yung square root of 3? Saan magkasunod na perfect perfect square or yung kanyang square root, no, na integer. Okay, So, makikita po yan sa pagitan ng square root of 1 kasi nga square root of 3, ibig sabihin nito, ano yung mas maliit na perfect square? Okay, square root of 1. Kasi nga, yan. Okay, correct. And of course, yung mas mataas naman sa square root of 3 na perfect is square root of 4. Ibig lang sabihin, class, para malaman natin saang location siya makikita, nandyan siya sa pagitan na yan. Pero ang tanong, saan siya mas malapit? Sa square root of 1 ba or square root of 4? Ibig sabihin nito, lagay tayo ng betweenness, yun yung pagitan nila. Kasi 0.5 yan, kaya 1.5. Ibig sabihin nga, the approximate value of square root of 3 is 1.73, which is closer siya sa 2 because 0.73 is more than 0.5. Kaya nga, nandyan yung ating square root of 3 is closer to square root of 4 or 2, yung kanyang square root. Next, example number 2. Locate and plot cube root of 10. Ibig sabihin naman ito, kailangan ma-master natin yung mga perfect cube. Okay, gawa tayo ng number line. And of course, so think of a perfect cube na mas mababa sa 10. Yun yung 8. Kaya nga yun yung radicand mo. Remember, cube root of 8. Mas mataas naman sa cube root of 8 na kung saan perfect siya. That is, yes, cube root of 27. Ibig sabihin yan, class, makikita po yung cube root of 10 sa pagitan ng cube root of 8 at cube root of 27. So, tapos lagay tayo ng betweenness. Ibig sabihin dito, saan siya mas malapit? Sa 2 ba na cube root ni 8 or 3 na cube root ni 27? So, kunin natin yung approximate value ni cube root of 10, which is 2.15. Ibig sabihin nito, mas closer or mas malapit siya sa 2 kasi nga 0.15 lang siya. Ibig sabihin mas mababa yun sa 0.5. And therefore, nandyan yung location niyan na kung saan na-plot natin yung cube root of 10. Okay, so ganun lang siya. Next, for number 3, you are going to locate and plot the given square root of 61. So, ibig sabihin nito, magkahanap ka ng mas maliit sa square root of 61 na perfect square. Yun yung ating table. Kung hindi mo master, pwede kang tumingin sa table para lang may guide ka. Kung ito yung square root of 61, saan siya pagitan na makikita mo? Magkasunod. Nasa pagitan siya ng square root of 49 tsaka square root of 64. Kasi nga 61, di ba nandito siya? Pagitan ng 49 tsaka 64. And therefore, lagay ka ng betweenness. Ibig sabihin niyan, saan siya mas closer or mas malapit? Mas malapit siya sa 8 kasi nga approximate we have square root of 61 is 7.81. Kasi nga 0.5 mas malaki yung 0.81. So ibig sabihin nandiyan po yung location ni square root of 61 which is closer to 8. Okay, so next natin, number 4. Locate and plot the given cube root of negative 120. So first, kung hindi mo master, pwede kang tumingin muna sa table para at least ma-master natin eventually. So ibig sabihin nito, kung negative to, since positive yung nasa table, you have to assume that this is a negative. Okay, lagyan mo lang siya ng negative sa radicand. Okay, therefore, that is located between negative 125 kasi nga 120 na siya, mas malapit na doon. Pero mas mataas siya or that is we have negative 64 which is cube root of negative 64. So nandun lang po siya. Ibig sabihin yan, so lagyan natin ng pagitan para makita natin. Ibig sabihin, so nandyan yung ating, yan, approximate that is negative 4.93. Ibig sabihin, mas closer or mas malapit po siya sa negative 5. Okay, so nandyan ngayon yung ating cube root of negative 120. So ganun lang po kung paano mag-plot. Kailangan ma-master natin yung mga perfect square sa table or square root nila and also the perfect cube and their corresponding cube root for you to locate and plot the given irrational numbers. Okay, now, so since alam na natin kung paano mag-locate and mag-plot ng irrational numbers, pagsamasamahin na natin siya, we are going to plot the points on a number line. So instead of yung irrational ang ipa-plot mo or ilalagay mo sa number line, yung letter na lang pag madami para hindi sila mag-overlap. Okay, next. Point A, we have square root of 21. So una, saan siya makikita? Pagitan ng alin? Okay, approximate. Yes. Okay, 5 seconds. Okay. Okay, so ibig sabihin nito, approximate square root of 21 is equal to 4.51, which is between or located between 4 and 5. Nandito ngayon yung ating location ni square root of 21. So, ilalagay natin dyan yung letter to indicate that square root of 21 is located between 4 and 5 but closer to 5. Kasi nga, 4.58 na kasi siya is greater than 0.5. Okay, next. What about point B? We have square root of 34. So, ibig sabihin ito, approximate, we have 5.83. Is located between, ayan, so 5 and 6. But, mas closer or mas malapit sa 6 kasi nga 0.83 na siya. Okay, naalala nyo last meeting, di ba? Nagpa-plot tayo. Okay, but this time in-include lang yung irrational numbers. Next, we have square root of 65 is located between 8 and 9. But, mas closer siya sa 8 kasi nga 0.06 lang yung decimal niya. Nandyan yung ating letter C or point C. Next, we have point D which is cube root of 26 is located between 2 and 3. So, ibig sabihin, nandyan po yung ating letter. That is letter D, which is closer to 3 kasi nga 0.96 na siya. Next, what about point E? We have cube root of negative 18. So, pag kinuha natin yung approximate, we have negative 2.62. Ibig sabihin, since negative yan, nasa negative tayo. Magpa-plot. So, ibig sabihin is closer siya sa negative 3. Okay, nandyan yung ating letter E. Is closer to negative 3 because 0.62 is greater or mas mababa, no? Kasi nga sa negative, pag mas malayo sa 0 yung negative mo, mas maliit yung value niya. Ibig sabihin nito, mas malayo kasi nga nandun na siya papalayo, left side. Okay, next, mas maliit yung ibig sabihin yung value. Next, we have point F. We have cube root of 199. Approximate, we have negative 0.83. Is located between negative 6 and negative 5. But closer siya dun sa negative 6 kasi nga mas malayo na siya sa 0. Okay, take note natin, tandaan natin yan. Pag habang lumalayo sa 0 yung negative mo, lumiliit yung value niya. Okay, next, and that is point F. So therefore, ganun lang ko paano mag-plot using the letters. Okay, so ngayon, let's apply. Solve the real-life problems. First, Jungkook has a square vegetable plot which has an area, take note the area, no, of 144 square meters. Ito yon. As you can see, meron siyang tinanim ng mga, yung mga iba-iba, mga halaman. Okay. If Jungkook will put a fence around, kapag nag-fence daw siya sa kanyang paligid, no, sa square vegetable. Okay. Plot, how long should be the fencing material? Ilan or gaano kahaba yung kakailanganin niya para i-fence yung kanyang paligid doon sa kanyang ginawang vegetable garden? Okay, so first, solution natin para mahanap yung kanyang tinatanong or masagot. So, gamitin natin yung area of a square. We have S side or S square. Okay? Square natin yung side. Remember, side times side. Or you can represent as the exponential form. Okay, since ang given natin sa problem is 144, that is the area, i-substitute natin doon sa area na given. So, nawawala ngayon yung side ng square. So, ibig sabihin, para malaman natin yung side, i-apply natin dyan yung ating square root. Ano ba yung square root ni 144? So, ibig sabihin, you have to apply the square root or square root mo on both sides of the equation. Kaya nga, ano yung square root ni 144? That is 12. At ano yung square root ni s square? Makakancel na ngayon yung exponent na 2. Kasi nga, in-square root mo siya. Kaya nga, we can say that side is equal to 12 meters long. Okay, hindi pa po yan natatapos ang tanong. So, how long should be the fencing? Okay, kasi nga distance around. Anong hinahanap pag distance around the vegetable? Ang tinatanong dyan yung perimeter, yung total surrounding na kakailanganin niyang material. Okay, so since meron tayong 12 meters long, yun yung side ng kanyang garden or yung vegetable. So, isubstitute natin doon sa formula na 4 times side. Side is equal to 12. So, multiply natin. What is 4 times 12? Correct. That is 48 meters long. Ibig sabihin nito, yan na yung ating sagot sa problem. So, how long should be the fencing material that Jungkook will need? Okay, therefore, so Jungkook will need 48 meters long to be fencing material. Yun yung ating perimeter, yung total surrounding na kailangan niya para sa kanyang square vegetable. Okay, next number 2. Mr. Cruz has 2 cubic containers. Ito yon yung color green tsaka red. Of different sizes. The larger of the two has size that measures 9 centimeter. Ito yung red. While the smaller one has sides that measure 7 centimeter. Ang tanong dyan, will the two containers be enough for 1,000 cubic centimeters of water? Ibig sabihin nito, pag pinagsama ko ba yung kanilang cubic centimeter ng smaller tsaka larger, sasapat ba doon sa 1,000 cubic meter na tubig? Okay, malalaman natin yon kung sasapat ba, hindi ba, or kukulangin. Depende. Okay, let's answer. Solution. So first, kunin natin yung volume of larger container. Since the given on the problem that is 9 cubic centimeter, ibig sabihin yan, i-multiply natin or get the volume, just simply 9 times 9 times 9, or that is equal to 729 cubic centimeter. Ito nga yung volume ng larger, yun yung red. Next, second, volume of a smaller container. So, since 7 yan, you have to get the volume. So, ibig sabihin nito, 7 times 7 times 7, that is equal to 343 cubic centimeter. Therefore, kapag nakuha na natin yung dalawang volume na yan, all we have to do is add the volumes of both containers. Para makita natin, di ba, ang tanong kasi dyan, sasapat ba doon sa 1,000? Okay, so i-add natin 729 cubic centimeter plus 343 cubic centimeter. That is equal to, okay, correct, 1,072 cubic centimeter. And kapag nakanap na natin yung sum ng dalawang cubic centimeter ng smaller and the larger containers, i-compare natin. Paano natin ko-compare? Gagamit tayo ng symbol na greater than, less than, or equal. So since mas mataas yung ating nakuha, we can say that 1,072 cubic centimeter is greater than from the problem 1,000 cubic centimeter. And therefore, we conclude that the two containers are more than enough for 1,000 cubic centimeters of water. Ibig sabihin nito, no? So sobra yun. Kasi nga ang allotted lang is 1,000. Since ang na-compute natin is 1,072, hindi yun enough. Or that, I mean, more than enough na siya. Aapaw na yun. Okay, so ganun lang po kung paano mag-analyze ng problem. Next, so you are going to answer this to test your understanding on the lesson. Ready? You're going to answer in 5 seconds. Okay, the square root of 115 is located between what consecutive integers? Saan po ang sagot? Correct. Letter C, because square root of 115 is approximately 10.72. Kaya nandyan po sa pagitan ng 10 tsaka 11 na integers. Next, an irrational number, cube root of negative 20 is located between, ready? Okay, timer's up. The correct answer is letter B, negative 3 and negative 2. Because if you're going to get the cube root of negative 20 is approximately we have negative 2.71. So, nandyan po kung paano i-compute. Okay, so with that, your assignment, just simply plot the points on a number line, katulad ng ginawa natin kanina, copy and answer on one whole sheet of paper. Okay, ready? Copy? Okay, next. So ngayon naman, you are going to solve the following real-life problems for your another assignment para matest natin yung inyong analysis, no? Okay, answer with solution, ha? Kailangan may solution on one whole sheet of paper. Ready? Copy and answer. Okay, so with that, I hope you learned something and happy learning everyone.